Hi guys, Matt Easton here, Scholar Gladiatoria. So I'm doing this with handheld camera without a tripod, partly because I can't find my tripod. Where is it? And partly because it's a bit more intimate. A really good question just came up, as you can see there's my computer, from one of the people commenting underneath the rapier tournament video, the fight camp rapier tournament, about whether I feel a lot of pressure as a YouTuber or as an instructor or whatever when I compete, and the answer is hell yeah. Competing as at all is a sort of nervous experience for, at least for most people. I don't know for all, but when you enter a tournament in any martial arts, I guess, but obviously my main exposure is HEMA. When you enter a tournament, there's always a degree of fear, essentially. The fear can be of getting hurt, I suppose, although I have to be honest, I don't really, the weapons that we use and the protective gear that we use, I don't really have a fear of getting hurt. Perhaps if I did wrestling, where I might have fear of, getting one of my joints messed up in a arm bar or in a submission hold or something. I guess I might have more fear in unarmed martial arts, but I don't compete in unarmed martial arts. In the armed martial arts, obviously the weapons that we use are made to be relatively safe. They do hurt you, but to be honest, week in, week out for the last however many, 15 years or something, of getting hit with weapons, you're not really scared of that anymore. You get some bruises. It's not something that you fear. What you do get fearful of is looking like a dick. And essentially I think that's the overriding fear for any martial artist, is that after weeks or months or years of training, they're going to enter the tournament ring and they're going to disappoint themselves, disappoint their teacher, disappoint their fellow partners or students, and basically look stupid. So I have a fear of that when I compete, and to be completely honest, actually I'm not so fearful of messing up, because everybody messes up. I'm old enough and bald enough now to know that sometimes you have an off day, and the best fencer or best fighter in the world can have a day where it just doesn't go to plan and they lose to someone who they should be able to easily beat. That happens. But it's more about fear of letting yourself down, and in a way that shouldn't have happened, if you see what I mean. So there's random chance in any fight. The best fighter can lose to a complete noob, or a drunk person, or a really old person, or somebody who's disabled or whatever. Sometimes you're always playing the odds. There's always an element of luck involved in anything, and all you're really doing by being skillful or good is altering the odds. You're altering the odds in your favour, but there's always a chance that, just like rolling the dice in a role-playing game, there's always a chance you're going to roll a 1 and fuck up, and the other person will kill you if it's a real fight, or beat you if it's a tournament fight. And I guess the fear for me actually is more to do with the fact that I have, I run a club, and I put myself in a position of authority, I suppose, on a weekly basis in front of my students, of saying, I know how to do this, and this is how you guys should get better, and this is what you need to do different. And ultimately, of course, I'm scared of looking like an idiot in the tournament ring and not doing very well. That can go both ways. That can either be crippling, that fear can be crippling, and I'm not setting out to criticise instructors who don't compete, because there are lots of instructors who don't compete in HEMA for various reasons. Some people think that maybe they're too old for it and they're past that and kind of stage of their lives. Some of them don't feel they need to compete, they don't need to prove anything. Some of them, I'm sure some of them are scared and think that they've built up a reputation and they don't want to risk that reputation by potentially not looking as good as people think they are in the tournament ring. There are all sorts of potential reasons why someone might not compete. But for me, and this is just speaking completely personally, I've always felt a responsibility to my club and my teammates and my students, the people of my club. I felt a responsibility to fly the flag, and I know that in my club I'm one of the better fencers, so I think it would be really stupid if I didn't go out and compete and do well in the name of my club and in the name of my students. And I've seen it firsthand. If you do well, it really encourages your students, because they know, oh, I'm training with this guy, and actually he doesn't just talk the talk, he can walk the walk. He can go out there and he can actually perform under pressure against other good fighters from other clubs, people who are known to, win stuff or do well and be good fencers. So I feel a responsibility. And there's another reason why I feel a responsibility, and I've felt this for many years actually, is that I have, for the last probably 8 years, since I probably turned about 30, I felt a sense of, not impending doom, but of the fact that basically, whilst you can keep doing this to a good ripe old age, and I know people who are still really good fencers and can still compete at 50, I know that whilst I'm going to get more experienced, I'm only going to get older and slightly slower, and probably my healing time won't be as good, and I'm more likely to pick up injuries. And I don't want to, when I'm 50 or 60 years old, to look back and be one of those people who goes, I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. I've always, in many aspects of my life, believed that you should seize the moment, and you should do the things you want to do when you can do them, because you might not always have the chance to do them. So the compelling reasons why I do compete, and I have to be honest, I don't massively enjoy, in fact I slightly enjoy, but I don't really greatly enjoy competing. I find it quite a stressful experience. But I'll be completely honest, I do enjoy winning. So it's like a gamble for me. When I go into a tournament, I might win, I might lose. If I lose, I'll probably be gutted and in a bad mood for a while. But if I win, I'll be really happy for months. So it's worth the gamble. But overwhelmingly for me, it's about a sense of responsibility. Responsibility to my club and my students and training buddies and teammates, to essentially lead by example, do the Julius Caesar and lead from the front. But also it's a responsibility to me as well. I feel like I know that if I don't do it now, I will regret not having done it in the future. There we go, guys. I hope that's some sort of personal insight, and if I get run over by a bus tomorrow, I hope that this will serve to explain something about who Matt Easton really is. Cheers, folks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and feel free to follow us on Facebook.